Now, this is a bit of a tangent, but it's on that topic. I want to ask you something about this because I know there are people, good people, who are rebelling against this. That it's you're seeing some resistance in some quarters, and in my view, right now, what's you see a lot of just average people almost refusing to look at it, like they're looking for another way to retreat. I don't think that would have happened, say, 20 years ago. If the average person saw that, they would have reacted probably. I mean, there would have been people that would have reacted violently, but you don't see that nowadays anymore. It's more what I see is that people are just trying to retreat, trying to ignore it from happening, hoping that they can still find a way, just a way to just ignore it and pretend it isn't there. Do you is Are you seeing the same thing that I'm kind of seeing with that, or do you have a different perspective of how
What
the
do you
average
mean?
person?
What do you mean seeing something that's not there, or not seeing
Well,
something that's
basically, the average person is just going like the average person. Like I know there are people that are angry and rebelling against it in their own way, but the average person, when they see this kind of stuff, they're trying to avoid addressing or engaging it as much as possible.
No, I don't agree. Actually, I
Okay.
think that I think right now the case with the Covington boys, people realize they're not just going after the main culprits. You know, Wesley Yang from the New York Times actually wrote something interesting about social media use, particularly Twitter, where he correctly pointed out that people with personality disorders and a particular sadistic streak tend to thrive on social media
Oh
like
yeah.
Twitter. And I think a lot of people are realizing that, and they're realizing that there's no checks and balances on these people. Like they can go out and commit whatever, say, and commit crimes, which is what calling to murder a minor is. Um, and there's no real accountability there. They don't get fired. They don't. They don't get sued. They don't go to jail. I mean, I think people are realizing. Wait a second. I think the fact that the people that they were targeting were children is something that really hit people in a
Hmm.
way that these things haven't hit people before. Because a lot of people that have children, no matter what your political view is, you see those boys, and you're like, wow, if I'm white, my kids are white, they could be targeted like this one day.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of what rubbed people the wrong way. I mean, you saw caved in head Joe Rogan saying that if that Indian guy did that to his son, he would have fucking knocked him out. And Joe Rogan is not a fascist. He's not a Nazi. He's not a racist. And even that reaction came out of him. So when you see people that are for attacking these young people, you have an instinctual disgust of them. You realize that these people should not. I mean, forget the blue check mark that they all have. These people should not be in charge of anything. They should be in mental institutions or jail.
Yeah.
People that talk about putting children in wood chippers do not belong in civilized society.
Now we are seeing some repercussions in regards to the Covington boys, but in general, let's talking since we're on the topic of basically these people wanting to kill, endanger, harm children in every which way. So when the average person sees, say, like drag kids or what they're doing to these kids in pride parades or whatnot, what I wonder and what I worry about is the average person basically being blackpilled and demoralized by it because they don't know what to do or what they can do. And I'm wondering if it's kind of incumbent on us to start trying to develop strategies for people to protest peacefully in some way against what's happening to their culture, to their community, and just the how unrestrained these people are. Like I'm hoping that this Covington thing and the absolute bloodlust these people had starts waking some people up that these people want really literally want them dead.
Yeah, they showed their hand really explicitly with that incident. And like there's literally nothing those young people could have done that would have not provoked that reaction. I use the word provoke very lightly. They didn't provoke anything.
Yeah.
And I think the conversation now on this new social media mob subculture that is on Twitter, that these people that call themselves journalists always tap into. So when it comes to political stuff, the way it works is that they, for example, when they want to deplatform someone, they'll reach out to the company and be like, listen, if you don't take this guy off, I'm going to write a bad report about you. And then they extort them. And basically, the bad report in and of itself is irrelevant. What is relevant is the social media mobs, these people, these Antifa on Twitter are able to mobilize, where they come after you. They go and they start swarming you on Twitter. They start to attack you on Yelp. They tank your business's reviews. And so really, this is nothing more than a kind of mafia tactic, or a kind of frankly, it's extortion. And the fact that people, these mentally ill people, are able to decide whose political speech is allowed and whose isn't, I think is finally starting to dawn on people. Like, whoa, I don't want to live in a society dictated by these assholes. And I think most normal people, even some center-left liberal types, like I saw Jimmy Dore, to his credit, he's a leftist. He's not even center-left. He's a real leftist, a sincere leftist, whatever his flaws are. Jimmy Dore defended the Covington students. He said, listen, they're kids. They do stupid things or whatever. And they weren't even doing anything stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They were out in public space being who they are. And that is not a crime. And it's not worthy of having your life threatened. And it's not worthy of having your life ruined over that. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And a lot of people are realizing this. And I find that just looking at social media now, a lot of the ringleaders in this kind of harassment campaign are being increasingly isolated by their more respectable liberal colleagues, mm-hmm. which is a good thing, because those people are dangerous. And these companies, these media companies, should see them as liabilities. I mean, they're lucky they have been sued so far. I mean, yeah, national, because they practice these strategies on alt-right people after Charlottesville. But now they're extending them to other people more and more and more. And, not everyone is totally indigent economically. Some people have financial connections and legal connections and can fuck you. They can fuck you for this. And go ahead.
I was just saying, you can finish your point. I want to ask you about what you just said. So go ahead and finish your thing, and then I'll ask you a question.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that legal action will be taken with these Covington boys, and if it's not taken, that's a big mistake, because that the main problem here, one difference between the Jews and whites, is that whites let things go, Jews don't, and that's why they win. I mean, I know the legal system is stacked in some ways, but you can still win. This is a clear-cut case where you can win. And multiple legal experts have said so. You can't do this to someone, especially not a minor. You can't name and dox and put the address of Nicholas Sandmann on the internet and call for people to murder him. You can't do that.